Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Mike at Greenhawk. Right, we are back at our kitchen renovation project and today I'm going to show you how we go about fitting the downlights. We've also got we're trying out a new manufacturer that's of downlights to what we normally use. These have been sent out to us by George at Consumer Unit World. Go and check all their stuff out. If you use the discount code GHAWK10 you'll get 10%, and I believe it's off most stuff, so even accessories and whisker boxes and all that. They're a brilliant company. To be honest, if you order it, as long as it's by lunchtime, you will get your delivery, as long as stock availability, by the next day, which is fantastic. But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button in the corner, and let's get stuck into it. Right, so what we've got now, we've already pre-drilled all our holes out, okay? So it's all been plastered, the clients have all decorated it, so that's all been done. So we used the green beam to get all our lights all nice and straight. So they're all in. So that's why I wanted to just, you've seen that, that's all done before. So the actual downlights we're using are these ones, which are the Bell Lighting Firestay LEDs. Now, because Stevie's showing a bit of crack action. That's one for the ladies there, Steve, or if you're a specialist. So the reason why the downlights that I normally use are all colour changeable or colour selectable, from warm white, cool white and daylight. And one of the things I said to George, look, that's what I like to use because I don't have to specifically choose the light before, and sometimes the clients, they change their mind, which is fine. So on these ones, he says, look, let me send them out, and so these are all colour selectable on the little switch there, and then it's basically magnets, and they come with bezels. And the other thing I do like about them, which is very similar to the ones I usually use, is that they've got the push fit connectors on there. The ones that I use don't actually have the terminal for the loop feed in there, but the way that we do these anyway is that we always drop the loops back to the switch, which is down here. This is all hanging out, so it doesn't really mean anything to me anyway on those, but yeah, I mean, other than that, they're very similar. So I've never ever fitted one of these. This is completely the first time. So Jack, you love a downlight, don't you, Jack? Oh, yes. You're smashing them out now. To be fair, Jack does most of the actual installs on them. We have got the Ginger Warrior back. Sorry, I forgot to explain. Jack's not been here because he broke his wrist, which is why he's got his Keith Lemon wrist protector on. So Jack's back. He broke that playing rugby. First training session back, wasn't it, Jack? Third back. Okay, so we'll give him that. Yeah, not a good start, is it? So, but yeah, so Jack's back now. So, like as you can see, Steve is getting on with fitting the kitchen. So yeah, so I'll get you set up. I'll show you. I'll get Jack to actually do it, and then I'll explain to you what Jack's doing. Right, so Jack's just done these ones here. So what you've got to make sure you've got is that all the insulation is actually in the enclosure. So these are all push fit. We use, I think that's is that 2 mil? I think it's 2 mil sleeving, that is. And we find that when you separate it, it's actually a lot easier to use those. And then you've basically got the cover, which Jack's got there. So the cover goes on, and then that clicks onto there. Do you want to just put that up there, Jack?
Just clicks into place, and then
the good thing about these is if you've got, you want to do any decorating, things like that, you can completely undo it and take it away, so it's not, you're not going to get paint on any of the trims. And equally, if you don't want to do that, you can take the bezels off, like I said, because they're magnetic, aren't they, Jack? Yeah. So it's just a case of tucking them up out the way, making sure the cable's not caught as you put it up. Now just anyone, so every Sparky that's ever done it will always know that if you pull that down and one of those arms, wings or whatever you want to call it, whacks you on the fingers, that is literally like a mouse trap going off, and it really hurts, doesn't it, Jack? And I find it quite amusing when Jack does it, because you've done it a few times, haven't you? Yeah. It is well painful, so very, very fun. The other thing that we've got here, which is we've actually got some tiltable ones as well, because we've only got 2 that are going into this vaulted ceiling that we're doing. So obviously that lets us angle the light more down, because if they were just flat, that would just be shining towards where Steve is now, on, you know, shining, highlighting his head, and then basically these are casting their light down, and hopefully that should be sufficient lighting in here. So what we've also got on this one is that there's going to be plinth lighting that's going to run round all underneath the kitchen on both sides, that's running through. So yeah, so what I'll do, I'm going to set you up on time lapse, let Jack rattle through the rest of these. I'll get on with the switching, I think, on there. But one of the things to notice on the tilt ones is that they're not a fast fix plug on here, which I find really weird. That whether they're just an older version, but they are still of the screw type, so don't like those. That's annoying about those, but I've only got 2 to fit. But I wonder whether they're just an older style, but they definitely need to upgrade those if they're not done already, because these actually came from our different supplier, these 2, and I didn't realise that they were sending me Bell tiltable ones, so it works out, so they're all Bell. Happy days. So like I say, I'll set you up on time lapse. Jack will just get cracking on the rest of these, and we'll catch up on the other side. Right, so that's all, the downlights are all in now. So they're all fitted up, ready to go, except for Jack's just got to push that one up. But we're just going to wait for that unit to be moved. But yeah, so overall, they're decent light. I do like them. Like I say, these tilted ones here, that one up there, that tilted one, those 2 came with an older type of like screw connector, still a plug and play system, but the screw connectors, they were really annoying. Whereas the old, well, these new ones here are of the push fit type, almost like the Wago ends as such. So they're a lot better doing it that way. So yeah, so we've just got the light switches on now, so I've just got to do my final testing on that, and then we'll energise those, and then I'll show you what they're like when they're actually on and working. Right, so that's the lights are all on now. Like I say, it's the first time I've used these Bell lights, to be honest, and they're actually really nice light. They give out a decent light quality as well. They're a decent fitting. So yeah, what do you think about them, Jack?
I thought when you strip down the wires and when you're actually wiring the actual light up, the cable their cables go into the terminals really easy.
Easier than the other ones?
Yeah, they're nice to slide in, and it's not. There's
a bit more room, isn't there?
It's not fiddly, yeah.
I found there's a bit more room on those, to be fair, than the ones we normally use.
The only thing is with them is the
cover.
plastic cover on them is quite hard to get off.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's a good point actually. When I'll show you, we'll tell you what, we'll get one out on here. Let's try and get that out there while we've got it. So what Jack's saying there is, you see these tabs here, they could just do with being a little bit further, like more proud, if that's not very good English, but you know what I mean. So if they come prouder than the black piece here, and you could just easily get them off with your hand, but at the minute we had to use a screwdriver, didn't you, to lever them out. But I mean, other than that, they're great, aren't they? Yeah, really? So yeah, I'd be more than happy to continue fitting those. Like I say, they're all colour selectable. Just a bit of a top tip as well, when you're drilling out your holes for the actual downlights, I mean, inside those light fittings and the box that it all comes with, it will tell you what hole size you can drill between, and I think on these it's between 63mm and 70mm. We did a 68mm hole, which is pretty much standard on most of the downlights. But the tiltable ones, they have to be, I think it's an 80, isn't it? I think it's an 80mm hole, something like that.
It's 80.
So don't go on the minimum side, because it is tight. And what will happen is you'll end up busting the side of the plaster off, because you'll end up ultimately forcing it. So go like mid-range. The other thing is, when you're drilling out the holes, once you've gone through to the first bit, I mean, we use this sort of setup, so this is obviously the larger one on here. But once you've put it up, drill through, just put it on reverse, and it sort of scores the edge of the plaster. And with doing that, it stops any of the breakout, I find, on the actual plaster, especially this is new plaster, it's only newly been painted. So it works really well, I find, with that. Out of all of the downlights I've fitted in here today, none of them have actually got any chips and stuff in them. And yes, the hole saw is fairly new, but even still, it's just a good practice to do that. But yeah, other than that, they're all good. So like I say, we've got those from Consumer Unit World. Use our discount GHawk 10. Like I say, I'll put the link down. So if you have liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and leave your comments below. And I think that is pretty much it for this one, I reckon. What do you reckon, Jack? Anything else to add on this?
No, I just really like working with them.
Yeah, they're decent, because you like fitting downlights, to be fair, don't you? To be honest, Jack just like fitting all the downlights. So yes, so what I say, I'll leave you with that one, and I shall catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.